Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am Diva Simesi in case you don't already know, and in this video we're going to be slaying this 5x5 closure wig. We're going to be making it look like a frontal, giving it that frontal vibe. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to keep on watching. Love you. Mwah. So lovelies, we're just going to dive right into this video. So the wig I'm going to be using today is from OssileeHair. They sent me their 26-inch deep wave 5x5 closure wig. This is what it looks like straight out of the pack. It comes with these lashes and this is what the hair looks like. All right, it's actually very gorgeous. I love the coil pattern. So you could just see how it's constructed. This is how it came with 3 wig combs and also the adjustable strap. So the first thing we're going to get into is bleaching our knots. You can see how dark those knots look. All right, we're going to lighten it up a little bit by bleaching our knots. So I just went in to use my developer and my bleach to actually bleach it. So the first thing I do is use my got to be freeze blast spray and just spray that on the closure and then comb it back, because you don't want that hair actually getting with your bleach, because it's just going to turn it light. Alright, it's going to make it lighter and you don't want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that on my canvas head and then apply the bleach. This is the consistency of my bleach. I think it's a little bit too thick, but it works. Alright, it's a bit too thick. I'll make it lighter than that if I was to do this next time, but it works. I just didn't want it to slip. I didn't want to have an over bleached knot. I wasn't going for that today. Alright, so I just go in to apply that very gently without pressing. Alright, you can see how gentle I am with the brush. You see why I said it's too thick? Because it's kind of hard to spread, but it works. Alright, so I just went in to apply the back for a while, then later on started applying the front. So I didn't put the bleach on at the same time, just to give it time to, you know, maybe cook. Will I say that? Because it takes more time at the back than at the front. So this is what it's looking like. I still have a little bit of dark knots in there, but it's really not that bad. Alright, so this is what it looks like after we're done bleaching the knots. I just went ahead to wash it with my purple shampoo, and my conditioner. So I'm just going to go ahead and pluck this wig. For plucking coily hairs, I normally like plucking with water, just to give it that very slick back look before I start plucking. So for plucking, you just want to make sure you're moving. Alright, you're plucking and moving. That's really the trick to it. There's no big deal. You just make sure you're pulling the hair right from the knots so you don't get a lot of flyaways, and just make sure you're going and not staying in one place. Really, that's really it. You just kind of vibe with it until you get your desired taste or your desired hairline. All right, so that's all I did for plucking. So I actually went in to just kind of pat it so I don't over pluck the pattern, but I ended up not using this side pattern. I ended up using my other side. So it really didn't matter because I didn't even have board patches on the part that I plucked already. So I just kind of go ahead with my flat iron just to kind of see my hairline, and I went in to put a paper towel under it just so I kind of see my hairline better. So now we're going to install that wig on my head. Alright, so I've gone ahead to gel my hair all to the back, and then I'm just going to take my alcohol and just kind of clean out any grease or any oil that will prevent my wig from sticking, just to give it a very clean surface. Then I'm going to take my stocking and just kind of wear it, and then kind of do a little something to just make it stick. I didn't really do a board cap per se, because I didn't actually just take my time and make it, because you know it's going to be for a 5x5 closure and not for a frontal. So I didn't really go all in with it, but yeah, this is what I did. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off any excess stocking cap that I feel is going to come out from the wig, because you don't want that. You don't want your stocking cap to be before your wig or before your lace. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply foundation on the area I'm going to be working on, and also apply foundation to my lace. Alright, just to get that very nice blend, alright, to match with my skin, because that's what we're trying to achieve. Alright, so this is what the lace is looking like before, and this is what it's looking like after. I mean, that difference, can you see it? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that wig on my head, and baby, it's already It's already given. It's already given. I love the process of putting this wig on. So now I'm just going to determine what sides to do. I was thinking this side or this side. I really don't know what good side parts for me. What side is it, my left or my right? I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think, because I actually kind of just did it so you can choose for me. Is it the left or the right? But I ended up going with this side, and I just thought it was cuter. All right, let me know what you think. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip that hair all to the back to avoid it from getting into my way while I'm working on my lace. So the secret for getting that very flawless install, that very flawless laid down 5x5 closure, is cutting off these tabs. All right, cutting off this foldable lace by the sides of your lace. All right, you want to make sure you cut it all off. That would help you get that very seamless blend, because that's what we're trying to achieve. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that wig back, because now we're going to be applying our glue. Today I'm going to be using my Got2b glue. So I'm just going to apply this on with the tail end of my blade. All right, I'm only going to apply one layer because I'm not going to keep this wig on for long. So you can top up your layer as much as you want depending on how long you're going to be wearing the wig. So I'm just going to let that dry clear, and then I'm just going to push the wig to wherever I want my wig to start from. Alright, so there's no rule to applying wigs for me. I don't think there's any rule. It's just what works for you, what works for your face, what works for your face shape. If you have a low hairline, or you know, whatever works for you, like I always say. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my comb to just push the lace on the glue. All right, just to make sure the lace and the glue kind of marry each other. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pack my hair upwards just so I can place my sleek belt on the lace. All right. So I actually like this sleek belt a lot because you can actually make it as tight as you want. All right, you don't have to struggle with tying your elastic band. So this is what it's looking like. You just have to wait for 10 minutes or more depending on how you're feeling that day. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and take off the sleek belt, and you just see how laid that is already looking. All right, but I'm just going to go ahead and comb that hair up because it's kind of slicked down because of the belts we put on it. So I'm just going to comb that up. So now I'm just going to go into cutting my lace. All right, for cutting your lace, the trick is always make sure you cut in a zigzag pattern. Don't cut in a straight pattern. If not, your lace will be very detectable rather than when you cut in a zigzag pattern. So that's really the secret for cutting your lace. There's nothing more to it. So I'm just going to go ahead with the ends of my take home and then just apply glue to where it's glued down on my lace. Alright, you just want to make sure you secure every part. You don't want those teeny tiny pieces standing out. Alright, so just make sure you go in with the glue to where it's needed. So if you plan keeping this for a long term, I advise you actually just go in to stitch the ear to ear. You can see how I'm pulling it down. You just want to go ahead and stitch those 2 points. I wasn't keeping this wig on for long, so I mean there's no need doing it, but I'm just telling you in case you want to do it. So now I'm just going to go ahead with my beauty sponge, and then I'm just going to kind of get rid of that white cast using my foundation. Then the next thing I'm going to do is bring out my baby hairs. And guys, this is really a freestyle. This is up to you. Whatever baby hair you like, be it dramatic, be it very little baby hair, be it very minimum, whatever baby hair works for you, works for you. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of see how I want it, bring it out, and then go in with my hot comb and comb it down. So now while I'm slicking that lace down, I'm just going to go ahead and work on the wig. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pat it to where I like and how I want it. We already know we're going to be doing this side. I forgot to mention the wig is more towards to the side I'm going to be patting, just so I have enough room. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that later on, but I'm just going to go ahead and pat it where I like and just see how deep that closure is. Obviously it's a 5x5 closure, so it's going to be a little bit deeper than normal, but it's just really deep and I just really like it. So I'm just going to go ahead with my wax stick and kind of just pin that down because you want it to be sleek. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead with my hot comb and just kind of slick that down, and I do the same for the other side, but I do the other side in sections. So lovelies, using the back of your hot comb is actually amazing because it gets the job well done. Alright, so just take note, if it's not working with the comb itself, use the back. It gets it very sleek. So now we're done with that, we're just going to go ahead and work on our baby hairs. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of measure out where and how I want my baby hairs to be, and then I'm just going to cut that out. So I'm just going to take my big flat iron and just go through my baby hairs and do the TikTok trend. I don't really have the small flat iron. I've been looking for where to purchase, but I've not seen, but it works with the big straightener. With the big flat iron, it still works, so I mean, why not? Alright, so this is what it looks like after coiling it upwards, and I found out that coiling it upwards actually makes it a lot more easier when you're doing your baby hairs. So I'm just going to go ahead with my shine and jam gel and also my mousse and just play around with how I want the baby hair to look like. Honestly, baby hairs are just vibes. Like, if it's working that day, it works. If it's not working that day, it's not working that day. Really. So I was going to go in for this, but I was like, it doesn't look good. So I took it the other way and I just felt it was more cute. Let me know what you think of my baby hairs down below. I just thought it was really cute taking it this way than the other way. Alright, so that's basically how I sleek down my baby hairs using mousse and my shine and jam gel. Then after I get it to how I like it, I go in with a bit of got to be spray on my brush and kind of just brush that down. Alright, that's how I really sleek down my baby hairs. So back to styling our wig, I'm just going to go in with my spray bottle and my anti-jackies, not on my watch conditioner. I'm just going to mix those two together and just kind of drench my hair. Like, you want to make sure your hair is literally drenched because you just want that very sleek, very, you want the curls to come out, you want them to pop out. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with my mascara wand just to kind of define my pattern a little bit more. I didn't really over bleach my knot like you can see, but I just felt doing that to just give those very Instagram spray black kind of pattern, if you get what I mean. So now back to the baby hairs. Alright, so I'm taking that off and then I'm just looking at the baby hairs. If I like them, you can go ahead at this point and adjust them to how you like it more. Kind of adjust it to your liking before you go in with your got to be spray and make them kind of more stronger and more permanent. So that's what it's looking like. So I'm just going to go ahead with my hair wax once again, rub that on the palm of my hand and kind of just click back my hair. I'm doing this to prevent too much grease on the hair, so I don't overpower the hair with too much grease. Alright, so this is what it's looking like when we're done, and it's slapping. It's slapping. You can't even tell me otherwise. This hair is really giving a frontal vibe, and it's really giving so much. I love it, and I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, lovelies. Let me know your comments down below. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and if you're watching the end of this video, you already know you're the what? You already know you're the real MVP. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next week tutorial. Love you. Mwah.